Ladies and gentlemen, organizer, participant, and member of Prima Plant Bee projects, good morning. In this webinar, I present the final report of the activities 3.4.1, which covers the study of the capacity of bees to support protein deficiency in the times of scarcity. The study we carried out on the two endemic subspecies in Algeria. Apis mellifera intermissa, which is the black bee and small size, and Apis mellifera syriensis, which is a little larger than intermissa with a yellow orange color. The Algerian bee population is formed mainly of intermissa, which is located in the northern region of the country, whilst the syriensis subspecies is confined to the southwest region of the country. So, due to their geographical location, the two subspecies are exposed to different climatic conditions. Intermissa lives in the favorable environment where the temperature is moderate. The rainfall can reach 1,000 millimeters, and the mellifera resources are abundant. Thank you. So, due to their geographical location, the two subspecies are exposed to different climatic conditions. Intermissa lives in the favorable environment where the temperature is moderate. The rainfall can reach 1,000 millimeters, and the mellifera resources are abundant. Contrary, the syriensis subspecies, which lives in very dry and arid environment where the rainfall does not exceed 100 millimeters. So the pollen source in this region are very scarce. Consider the importance of pollen in the diet of bees as the only source of protein. We assume that Saharan subspecies could have developed behavioral and physiological mechanisms very different from those of intermissa, which allowed it to survive in such hard conditions. The objective of this work is to test this hypothesis by studying the physiological response to the two subspecies of bees when they are completely deprived of the source of pollen. The physiological parameters studied are the level of protein in the hymolymph, of bees. So we carried out our experiment. In the apidology laboratory at Mohammedi University. The bees of subspecies intermissa that we use come from experimental apiary located at Mohammedi University, while the bees of Saharan subspecies come from the apiary of Ain al-Safra. Our experimental setup is composed of 4 groups. 2 groups were fed with pollen, this group's control, and 2 were pollen deprived. The groups were followed over a period of time from 0 days until the death of all individuals. During this period, we recorded mortality daily and collected bees aged 7, 40, and 21 days. The bees were used analysis hymolymph protein, dissect hypopharyngeal gland and ovaries. So, to get the newborn bees, we incubated from contained kept brood close to emergence at 34 degrees Celsius temperature and 74% humidity. Then, next, the newborn bees are transferred to pen-type cages, which we have already equipped with a tube of syrup, water, a plate of wax, and a ball of pollen, only for control treatment. So, After confinement, we collected hymonef from workers aged 7, 40, and 21 days by making a small incision in the level of the third dorsal turgid. Then we determine the hymonef protein by the Bradford method. To dissect the hypopharyngeal gland, we perform an incision in the head under a binocular loop. Next, we extract and transfer the hypopharyngeal gland on the slide of the microscope. Then with an optical microscope with an integrated camera, we photographed this gland. Then we use action vision software. We obtain the surface of 6 acini for each hypopharyngeal gland. So to assess the degrees of ovarian development, we dissect the bees under a binocular loop by making a longitudinal incision in the abdomen. And visually, we estimate the stage of development of each ovary using a Hess 5-stage classification scale. Ovary considered as developed from the third stage. For the statistical processing of data, we use the SPSS program. We perform a multifactorial ANOVA with 2 key tests for hymonef protein data and hypopharyngeal gland development data. So, and the key test to study the dependence of ovarian with subspecies and the Kaplan-Meier estimator and Jean-Wilcoxon test to analysis survival. Now to results. The results of amount of the hymonef protein are showing this graph. So, in all 3 age levels, the hymonef protein content is significantly higher in the intermesa than sariensis, regardless of the date. So, it was also higher in pollen-fed bees than in pollen-deprived bees. Noting also that highest value were recorded in bees aged 7 days than 40 and 21 days. In contrast to the protein results, here in this graph, we see that the hypopharyngeal gland are more developed and less affected by pollen deficiency in the Sahariensis than in Chernisa. Also noting the hypopharyngeal gland are more developed at 7 days than 40 and 21 days. Concerning the results of ovarian development, the graph shows that the ovary are more developed in intermesa than in sariensis, regardless of the date, and they are also higher in pollen-fed bees than in pollen-deprived bees. So the graph also shows that a protein that had a greater effect on ovary development in intermesa than in sariensis subspecies, 43% and 23% respectively. It can also be seen that ovary development is more affected by protein deficiency in intermesa than in sariensis, i.e. a reduction of 20% in intermesa against 12 in sariensis. Finally, concerning the survival rate, in this graph, we can clearly say the curve that pollen-fed Saharan bee have a long lifespan, i.e. 58 days, followed by the pollen-fed Tellian bees, i.e. 29 days. And we always notice that pollen-deprived Saharan bees always mark a longer lifespan compared to the pollen-deprived Tellian bees, i.e. 33 and 27 days respectively. Survival analysis with Kaplan-Meier estimation revealed that average survival of the Sariensis is significantly higher than that in Termissa, i.e. 27 and 16 days respectively in case of pollen fig, and 22 and 15 days in case of the pollen deprived. So from the results obtained, has a physiological priority. So the physiological priority in Sariensis is to develop the hypopharyngeal gland rather than ovaries. Conversely, the physiological priority in Intermissa is to develop the ovaries rather than the hypopharyngeal gland. However, in both dates, Sariensis live longer than Intermissa. And the results we obtained can be explained by the fact that the two subspecies live into different environments. And as the Intermissa lives in favorable environment to reach a pollen resource, this can allow it to reproduce significantly without causing energetic loss. Unlike the Saharan subspecies, its desert environment does not allow it. And so the Saharan subspecies has no interest to engage in the development of worker ovaries, as this may present energy loss for the whole colony. However, they do develop their hypopharyngeal gland better. So we think that with the limited pollen resource available to them, they use them for brood rearing, and probably this physiological characteristic is the origin of the persistence in this environment. So for more details, this activity were published in the journal Insects. Thank you for time. Thank you for attention.